Hello everyone, and welcome to Bad End Theater. Total honesty, this was just recommended to me, right? I don't know a thing about this game. I was just told, hey, Bagel, listen up, Bagel. Look, I got this game, right? It's got a lot of these really cool endings. They all tie together, right? That's about as much as I was told. All these really cool endings. You're probably gonna like it. You should give it a shot. I'm like, okay, sure, I'll add it to my wish list, right? I'm not necessarily gonna get it. I'll throw it on the wish list so I can remember that it exists and hopefully give it a shot later, right? Well, lo and behold, a few days pass. Another friend is like, hey, happy birthday. I'm gonna get you something. I was like, okay, here's my Steam wish list, I guess. She's like, okay, yeah, sure, great, thank you. And they go through. They just pick out a few games, buy them for me. This is one of those games. So I know nothing about it. I was given very little details, and it was kind of just like, hey, by the way, here's this. I'm like, all right, I'm not going to complain. This seems like a sick game, but I don't know what to expect. But if I, if I have anything to expect, if I had to interpolate anything, it'd be that it has blood, maybe some gore, a little bit of violence, and strong language, it seems. Let's give it a shot. Let's see what we have here, right? All right. Welcome to Bad End Theater. On this stage, we shall be toying with fate. Oh, that sounds like just a fun time all around. You will be making many choices, unlocking darker and darker paths, all in order to witness a lovely variety of tragic events. But first, allow me to explain how it works. To begin the tutorial, select whichever doll you like. I could be your angel or your devil. I'll be the demon. You control the demon doll. You're a fierce-looking guy, just minding your own business. How will you interact with the human doll? I play nice. I go, haha, oh. You try to make friends with the human doll, but it kills you in cold blood. How ruthless. You found your very first bad ending, but don't worry, the story need not end here. Let's reset and try again. This time, try controlling the other doll. Okay? It's simple enough. You control the human doll. You're a friendly little guy, just minding your own business. Man, this seems oddly familiar. How will you interact with the demon doll? I would play nice. I'm just a cool guy. Yeah. Not entirely what I was expecting. I'll be honest. I was kind of sick. You and the demon doll are able to set aside your differences and become friends. Why, this isn't a bad ending at all. I should have written out this possibility. It's just not suited for my theater whatsoever. Now that you know how the story goes, you can set the doll's behavior in advance. As you just saw, these behaviors will automatically be set to what you chose during your last playthrough. Okay, so basically what I do in one playthrough is the desired behavior of that character. So if Tommy wants to give Jimmy a burrito, I can tell Tommy to give the burrito, so that then I guess the next run I can play as Tommy, Jimmy. I can play as the person getting the burrito and be like, hey, yeah, I want the burrito. Yeah, that's simple enough. I can play with this. Now you can turn each one on or off without having to play from that doll's perspective. Yes, my theater actually doubles as a puzzle game. Now try turning the doll's behaviors on and off to see the different outcomes. Okay. I turn them both on, and I'm the demon? You're a fierce-looking guy just minding your own business. How will you interact with the human doll? So what if they both attack each other at the same time? Alright, okay, they both die. I'm not entirely sure what I expected, I'll be honest. That there's no combat, there's no like, oh, there's a scuffle in tails. There's no storytelling, it's just, alright, you both die. Alright, sick. Yeah, I think I understand. This should be simple enough. Yeah, let's give it a shot. Let's just get right in it. This game saves your progress automatically, so just relax and collect all the bad endings at your own pace. Now, without further ado, let's start the show. Oh, look at all these little guys. Oh my goodness, I love this art style so much. Oh, I want to be the underling. This little this little gremlin. Sick music, by the way. I like this music. You are a demon underling, in service of the Overlord. You aren't particularly strong, but not particularly weak either. A good in-between, a middle ground. At least that's what your friends tell you. We just chilling, we just have a good time. Your job is to guard the castle and keep humans away. It's unbearably boring. There's no amenities, so humans don't even want to come in the vicinity of the castle. It's honestly just not a great place to be. Heroes rarely come all the way here to challenge the Overlord anyway. It's a lot of standing in one place, staring into nothing. I remember the last time I stared into nothing. You feel like you're gonna go crazy if you don't get a break. You decide to ask the Overlord for a day off. She gives you an earful about responsibility and unquestioning obedience. You wait for her to finish her lecture before returning to your post. What does she know about anything? Who made her the boss of everyone? You complain about the Overlord to your friends. They agree that she's kind of a snob and totally deserves to be kicked off her throne. You only wanted to vent your frustrations, but the conversation somehow turned into an assassination plot. I hate when that happens. You should probably steer this in a responsible direction. I'm feeling a little quirky, a little silly, goofy, if you will. What's a little coup? What's a little bit of an assassination, you know? Make the most of the weekend. No. You are sick of this Overlord holding you and your friends back. You agree that it's time for a change of management. Your friends suggest maybe you should be the new Overlord. You like the sound of that. You announce your first act of rebellion is to take that day off you wanted. Your friends aren't very impressed. You assure them you'll talk more about the assassination thing when you get back, which satisfies them. You know, they're willing to wait for an assassination. You sneak out of the castle to have some fun. The change of atmosphere excites you. You spend some time rolling around the grass wild and free. Really going back to your roots, becoming the gremlin you were always meant to be. A real goblin mode, if you will. As you make your way along the path to the nearby human village, you encounter a maiden. She seems very frightened and screams for a hero to come save her. You consider your options. Consume. Nah, she's just kind of being annoying at this point. Just like, hey, could you just shut up? Could you just quit it? When the maiden realizes you're not going to hurt her, she regains her composure. Now she started talking to you like you're friends or something. You don't understand humans at all. You speak the same language, of course, which has always confused you, because why is there conveniently only one language in the world? Who knows? Common's great. If demons and humans have independent societies, wouldn't it make sense for them to each have their own language? Like, I don't know, Infernal or something? That would be really culturally sensitive, but I guess not. We all speak one language here. It's a unified society. That's two different societies. It's not a great place to be. Would not recommend it. Vayne is going on and on about some kind of destiny she's trying to fulfill. The bottom line from what you gather is that she wants you to take her to the Overlord. Sounds like it could be interesting. Besides, you have nothing better to do. It's not like you just planned to assassinate said Overlord. That would be silly. And satisfied with her day out, you take the maiden back to the castle and present her to the Overlord. They ask why you found the maiden, knowing full well you left the castle when you weren't supposed to. You apologize for disobeying her, but hope that the maiden is interesting enough present that you may be forgiven. Maybe you won't be shackled by your ankles in the dungeon for 2 weeks this time. We'll see. The Overlord nods and says everything's cool as long as you always listen to her from now on. I mean, she just looks like a little sweet pie. How could you not? I mean, really, she just looks like... She's chilling. How could you not? How could you not listen to everything she says? You're impressed with what an easygoing boss she is. You mention how you can't believe you and her are friends, even though you considered overthrowing her. She gives you a look and you say, that was just a joke, of course. Not the shackles again. She smiles and dismisses you. You decide it's about time for a nap. Ah, what a good day out. Wow, it keeps going. Okay. Not what I expected, to be honest. After a few hours of sleep, you're rudely awakened by the sounds of battle, some nap. You emerge from your room to find that a hero has slaughtered many of your friends and work associates. What a jerk. What a dingus, even. What a stinky guy. You don't just go and kill my friends. Anyway, bye. That sounds like it's not my problem. You look around at the lifeless forms of those you've known as far back as you can remember. You feel glad to not be in their shoes. You also feel guilty to be thinking that as you flee the castle, until you remember your role, not as an underling, but as a demon. This kind of thing is expected of you. Maybe you'll start your new life far away from any humans or demons, where you'll live peacefully, alone, in some deep, dark forest somewhere. Oh, okay. I was expecting, like, some, like, further punishment, like being, I don't know, crushed by a boulder as I was making my own little homestead in the middle of a forest or something. No, that's just like, you're a coward, I guess. Have fun. Yeah, let's do it again. Let's do it again. All right. All right. Okay, so I can choose these. I could choose these now. I didn't choose hungry though. I want to play as the underling. I do want to play as the underling. All right, let's go through. Yeah. Boring job. Day off. No day off. Friends. You should overthrow her. Let's do it. All right, so we're going through. We're gonna overthrow her. But we're also, you know, it's been a long day out. I'm doing some barrel rolls, some cartwheels. I'm being a little gremlin, a little stinker, you know. And being a little stinker, I work up quite an appetite. I'm quite a hungry fella. So you know what I have to do? I have to consume this poor maiden immediately. I got my tummy's a little rumbly. Maidens aren't the best meal, but you figure you should live up to your demon name and strike back against the humans. Oh, dear God, yeah, that's eating her right there. You start devouring the maiden without as much of a second thought, and feel quite proud of that. Oh, there she goes. The maiden, there's the maiden. Okay. Other humans would surely praise you with curses if they were around to see. Oh man, if only someone could have been watching. Time to find an audience for your evil deeds. You wander into the nearby village. People are screaming and running away, throwing rocks at you and whatnot. I think that's pretty rude. I mean, I just ate a maiden. It was one maiden. You guys have like a dozen. It's like, why is it suddenly a problem? You haven't even done anything yet. Exactly. I haven't. But I mean, hey, if they hate me already, you might as well make the most of it. Go chomping here, a little chomping there. Go do a little bit of sprinkling some salt on there. That's old man leg right there. You attack the nearest human. He is old and weak, and his bones crunch delightfully. Yetian screams grow louder. Applause! They hate me already. What's the worst I could do? You think, hey, this is actually pretty fun. I should have taken revenge like this a lot sooner. And then, as you continue your bloodthirsty dance, striking the villagers down, you fail to notice a sword-wielding hero running straight towards you. He doesn't seem like he wants to make friends. In fact, he chops off your head. He takes you out in one swift blow. All right, well, there you go. Totally worth it. Totally worth it, dude. I got such a good time. That was such a good... that was such a good day off. Okay, I am curious to just keep exploring these outcomes, right? Because there's so many ways to be going with it. So I'm not gonna eat her immediately. You know, it was kind of fun the first time. What if I also, you know, we'll just go through this. We'll go through this. We're not going to try and overthrow the queen, because that's not a good idea. Instead, you tell your friends who were totally not serious about this whole thing, and you're actually really cool with the status quo. After all, life must be pretty dang good if the only thing you've got to complain about is that you live so comfortably there's nothing to do. Man, those would have been nice details before I planned to overthrow. Man, this is really not giving me a lot of details I needed. Yeah, there's Nod, but don't seem convinced. You say a coup d'etat would be more effort than it's worth. But you're still gonna rebel and sneak out of the castle. Your friends crave your mischievous ways. Okay, so then we come back out here. Here's the maiden. Here comes Saber. So I only really have 2 outcomes because they all loop back to the same point. I just can choose different... I guess I could just choose different later interactions, because it seems like there's really no... I don't know. It seems like there's just no reason for me to choose whether to overthrow her or not, because I don't seem to be given the option to overthrow her. So what's the point of bringing that up? Yeah, the battle. Okay, so I guess I mean, I might as well try and stop him this time, right? I got this. I'm just little old me. I'm gonna chomp him. I'm gonna consume him, sprinkle a little bit of oregano on this, and make it a meal, right? Now, who does this guy think he is, coming in here and killing everyone like some maniac? Who would do such a thing? And what did we ever do to him, honestly? You lunge at him while he's busy driving his sword into the guard, who sometimes brought you food whenever they noticed you were feeling kind of down. They were a really chill guy. This is just uncalled for. You like that guard. You wish that with all your demon heart for this hero to suffer for his deeds. You bite into... Oh. I didn't expect to get this far. I kind of expected to not... There are struggles, you feel the sword go through you, but there's no pain, only retribution. More of your comrades pile onto him as your consciousness fades. The hero is overtaken, your army has won. You have earned your rest. Interesting. I didn't expect to win that fight. Okay, but what if I try and... let's see what happens if I try and overthrow the queen and help her out, I guess, right? Because that's got to be a difference. You get stabbed, you die. Okay, so maybe it's at this point where I have to work on the other paths as other characters. I made a mistake. We have to play as other characters to unlock later paths for this character, right? That could be... Yeah, let's do that. We'll set Disloyal, and we'll play as the Overlord. Oh, hi, Miss Overlord. How... I'm sorry, Your Majesty. You are the Overlord. You live in a castle surrounded by your demon servants. It's a pretty cushy life, you think. Except for those pesky humans who keep killing members of your army. There's even a role called Hero, whose whole purpose in life is just to dethrone you. What's their deal, anyway? You've actively avoided pissing off any humans in hopes they'll leave you and your army alone, but they never do. You're still new to the whole Overlord thing, if you're being quite honest with yourself. You don't really understand the politics of it, and honestly, they're just kind of being dinguses. What can you say? But you remind yourself everyone is just doing their best to fulfill their roles. You won't let them bait you into being the evil Overlord they expect. That's true. How could this be evil in any regard? She's perfect. You think you're pretty cool and mature to hold yourself to a higher standard like that. You sure are great, you think to yourself. Nobody agrees. One of your underlings walks into your room, totally interrupting your thoughts about how awesome you are. They're saying something about how boring it is to stand in one place guarding the castle all the time, especially since no one ever comes here anyway. Doing a real good job, huh? You see their point, but the way they're whining about it kind of bothers you. What to do with this underling? To the dungeons! Having been in their shoes myself, I think it's only fair that they're given a day off. After all, it's a hard job. What can you say? You give them a day off. You tell them to go take a break from the stifling castle atmosphere and refresh their dark soul. A day off should be fine every once in a while. After all, with one underling taking the day off, what could really go wrong? They thank you and happily scurry off to do who knows what. You have nothing better to do today, so you decide to nap for a little while. Being the Overlord sure is great, and nothing could possibly go wrong like this. You awake to a knock on your door. The underling from earlier brought back some company. It's a maiden from the nearby human village. She says her role is to be captured by you? The maiden then goes on to say that she's been getting very impatient thinking about her impending capture, so she's come here to speed things along. You appreciate her honesty, but regret to inform her you never had any plans to capture any humans. They're just not worth it. It's more hassle than it's worth, honestly. We've talked about this. She seems very disappointed. Perhaps I'm not performing my role well enough. How can I become more maiden-like? You don't really understand the question. You think this world puts way too much focus on destiny and junk, so just go home and stop worrying about it, you tell her. Come on, you're being pathetic. You can't just rely on the world to make your choices for you. You own destiny and whatever. Just get out of my castle. She seems to be having a hard time wrapping her head around this. She insists that she stay and talk to you more. You feel warm inside as she looks into your eyes. This is the first time a human has looked at you without contempt. You wonder what to say. I think I'm all for having nice conversation with somebody who's clearly a sweetheart. I don't want her around here. I'll be honest. It's just not. I can't. I'm not good with random conversations like that. You'd love to have all the conversations in the world with your new friend, but having a human girl here would definitely cause trouble. Almost like your castle would get raided by a hero or something. You put on your mean face and tell her to get lost. Maiden does what she's told and takes her leave. Okay, she's just nice like that. You figure you may as well go back to bed now. Nothing can go wrong from this point onward. But you don't get your rest for very long. One of your underlings is tearing your throat out. Okay. You try to struggle, but you can tell you're already mortally wounded. What have you done to deserve this kind of ending? You remember now, you gave this one a day off, and this is how it repays you? You die wondering if you could have done anything to prevent this. Okay. Is that because I set him to be disloyal? Hang on. I set him to be disloyal. I'm a fool. Oh, no, I set him to be disloyal. That one's on me. Okay, so you don't get to rest for very long. Bad night. You didn't eat something very well. It's settling, a little weird in the stomach, so. And everything around you is being engulfed in flames. Okay, well, that's a stark difference. You try to escape, but something's blocking the door. You're having trouble forcing it open. What is this? Someone didn't want you getting out. Are you being usurped? They have zero foresight. What castle will they rule if this one burns? You don't want to believe that your underlings have betrayed you, but this is no accident. Those are ungrateful monsters. You choke on the thick black smoke from the fire. Can't believe you're being as if thick black smoke would be from something else. Can't believe you're being done in by a bunch of cowards. You'll see them in hell. Okay. You think that's the maiden? You think it's the maiden that's causing problems? Maybe? Okay. But now that we have two of the trees are at least partially unlocked, right? We've seen what two of the different characters offer. What about the maiden? What does the maiden have to say? She's a sweetheart. She's just a little cutie. She has her destiny. She's ready to go out and explore her own, try and grasp her own future, You are a maiden. You live in a peaceful village next to a spooky demon overlord's castle. You're told that you are fated to be captured by the overlord one day because you are a beautiful young girl. Demon overlords have a thing for capturing those. You think of how you haven't heard of that actually happening to everyone, but maybe the demons just haven't been given the opportunity. I mean, who knows, really? You're in church, as the maiden you are. You pray to your God, asking why, oh why, you've been born in this role of maiden. You respect the divine plan and all, but you're really just curious as to kind of what the point is, and you're impatient. Meeting demon actually sounds pretty gosh darn exciting. Maybe you'd understand your role better if you were to just hurry up and get captured already. Wait a minute. You leave a note and venture forth to find a demon. Just, see what happens, right? Not long as your little adventure, a demon underling appears before you. It looks pretty scary. Hello, nice to meet you. My name's Maiden. You tell the demon your name and explain that you're a maiden from the village. You tell them that you were thinking maybe you could understand your role better if you were to hurry up and get taken by a demon already. They don't seem to really be listening to you, which is a little irritating. But they agree to take you their master nonetheless. They're just being a little goober. Can I just state, I love this art style so much. Can I just say that? I love the just little I don't know. I can totally just see them waving their arms like that. Just vibing. It's adorable. After the long walk to the castle, you are introduced to the Overlord. You explain why you've come and she squints at you. Turns out she never had any plans to capture any maidens, or to do anything else that would agitate the humans. She's pretty chill, actually. It's strange. You wonder for a moment if she might be lying, but it doesn't seem like it. Still, it doesn't make any sense to you. You've always been told that demons would one day seek you out, and something awful would happen. Then a hero would come to your rescue. you don't want to believe you've been lied to all along. Maybe it's just that you haven't been maiden-like enough. You ask her overlord what you should do to be a more suitable maiden, but she doesn't really seem to understand. Just go home and stop worrying about your destiny so much. She makes it sound so simple. This overlord seems like the complete opposite of you. You want to learn more about her and how she thinks. You insist on staying to talk with her more. The overlord shares many stories about demons with you, and little by little, you realize they might not be the ruthless monsters you were raised to believe. As it turns out, she commanded her demons to avoid towns and villages. She didn't want to risk giving the humans any excuse to send a hero out after them. You realize that must be why you've never heard of any demons attacking your town. They're actually pretty chill, and maybe humans were the problem all along. You express your gratitude to the overlord on behalf of your village. She says you can thank her by telling the humans to stop raising heroes. She's tired of her servants getting killed off by them. You've always thought demons were violent and unreasonable creatures, but, well, maybe that little one at the start might have been a little off-kilter, but it seems the overlord could say the same of humans. You may be different, but really, they're just trying to live their lives the same as you. You feel like you're starting to understand things a lot better. But maybe everything I've said was to deceive you and the other humans. What would you do if I turned out to be the super evil all along? Even if she were to capture you now, you think this place is far more interesting than the way things are back home. You kind of like not being told to expect demons to come after you all the time. You feel free. Honestly, you've always kept to yourself, but spending time with this overlord has been very nice. You feel butterflies in your stomach. But then a hero barges into the room. His clothes are stained by a dark liquid. It's dripping from his weapon, too. You realize it must be demon blood. Something horrible has happened. Confused, the hero asks you what's going on. You explain the situation, reassuring him that you were never in any danger. The overlord walked past the hero and out into the hall. She's wailing. You can only guess what kind of horrible scene he's left for her. The overlord tears the hero apart in retaliation. You watch silently, unable to scream. Honestly, he has it coming. He thought he was some big hotshot coming in here slaying a bunch of demons, and he dies to this overlord so quick. It's kind of pathetic. The overlord, who had just been getting along with you so well, has killed another human right in front of you. It's clear now that you have been deceived by her sweet words. Demons are ruthless monsters. Are they? I mean, really? Are they? How do you just assume that demons are the most evil ones here? This guy came and slaughtered a bunch of people, and that's basically self-defense. That was basically self-defense on her part. You don't, demons are not the problem here. Well, actually, you're the problem. Hang on, you're the one that called the guy here. You probably caused him to come out here. Because you caused him to come out here, he killed all the things, and he got himself killed. So really, you're the problem. You ever think of that? Your little self-centered maiden looking like dingus? You somehow managed to slip past the overlord and make it to the out of the blood-soaked castle. You never look back. Yeah. Wow. Good job, maiden. Good job getting the hero and countless demons killed. Never trust a maiden. But with all that being said, I think that's all we have time for today. This is definitely something I'm going to explore a little bit more in the future. You know, now that One Shot's over, I'm absolutely going to be coming back here and seeing what more of Bad End Theater has to offer. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this. Hopefully you'll be willing to stick it out. I can't imagine there are too many more endings left. It seems like they branch together pretty well, and I think I can get through quite a few. So, I don't know what else to say, but make sure to check me out on Twitch. I stream every Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, at least currently. You know, schedule might not be relevant by the time you hear this, but that's the current schedule. So make sure to stop by, check me out. And without further ado, as always, have a nice night.